Hello, Algebra 2 students. Today we're going to do the notes on factoring by grouping, which I believe is Chapter 6, Section 6. So here we have a GCF of v plus 3. So we have 3 times v plus 3 minus 2v times v plus 3. So if we start by taking out that GCF, so v plus 3 is what they both have in common. When I factor out the v plus 3, what I'm left with are my coefficients. So 3 minus 2v. v plus 3, GCF, factor that out. I'm left with 3 minus 2v. And there's my answer. All right. Same idea for this problem. I have a GCF of y minus 7. So I'm going to factor out the y minus 7, and when I take out the y minus 7, what I'm left with is, in parentheses, 6y minus, and then we know that there's an imaginary or an invisible 1 for this second quantity. So y minus 7 is the GCF, and then 6y minus 1, that would be the coefficient. All right, so I'm going to show a little bit of work over here. So my original problem is u. Let's see what's going to be the easiest way to do this. We could try, there we go, u to the third. We're going to get out of the superscript, minus 5, u to the second, plus 3u. Minus 15. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to group my first two terms together. So I'm going to look at the first two terms. I'm going to look for their GCF. So both of those have a GCF of u squared. And when I take out the u squared, u to the third divided by u squared is u minus, and then 5u squared divided by u squared is 5. So I've taken the first two. They both have a u squared. I divide by that u squared. I'm like undistributing, and I'm left with u minus 5. Then I'm going to look at the last two terms, and their GCF is going to be a plus 3. So I take out that plus 3. 3u divided by 3 is u, minus 15 divided by 3 is 5. So good news, I have a GCF. That GCF is u minus 5. I have a u minus 5 here. I've got a u minus 5 here. When I take that out, I am left with u squared plus 3. So that'll be my answer. So I've got u minus 5, and then u squared, and then plus 3. Okay. Okay, same idea here, new problem. So I have 15u to the third, minus 12u squared, minus 35u. Okay, come on, let's try that again. Minus 35u, and then plus 28. Okay, so we're going to group the first two terms together. Their GCF is going to be a 3u squared. (15) divided by 3 is 5. U to the third divided by u squared is u. 12 divided by 3 is 4. And then u squared divided by u squared is just 1. Okay. And then here, these are both divisible by 7. If I just take out a 7, I would have a negative 5u plus 4, which is a problem because I want these to match. So instead of taking out a 7, I'm going to take out a minus 7. And then this would be a 5, and this would be a minus 4. So something you want to pay attention to is trying to get these to match. So if you want this to be a positive 5u, you know that you're going to need to divide this by a negative 7. If you want this to be a negative 4, you know you're going to have to divide this by a negative 7. So for the second set of parentheses, we'll take out a negative 7, negative 35u divided by negative 7 is a positive 5u, positive 28 divided by negative 7 is a negative 4. Good news, I've got a GCF of 5u minus 4, and what I am left with are my coefficients of 3u squared minus 7. And that's going to be my answer. So I'll have 5u minus 4, and then I'll have 3u squared, and then minus 7. All right, so here, slightly different example. I've got 3 y to the third minus 5 y squared plus 21y minus 35. Okay, what can we do with this? So for the first two, I have a GCF of y squared. And when I factor that out, I am left with 3y minus 5. And for the second two, I have a GCF of 7. And when I factor that out, I'm left with 3y minus 5. So that gives me a common GCF of 3y minus 5, taking out the 3y minus 5, and I am left with y squared plus 7. So 3y minus 5, take out that GCF, y squared plus 7 is what I'm left with. That's going to be my answer. So I've got 3y minus 5 in parentheses, and then times the quantity, y squared plus 7. Okay, last one. All right, so, ooh, I like this one. Okay, so we've got 3y to the third plus 3y squared minus y minus 1. Okay, same process. So take a look at the GCF of the first two terms. So they both have a 3, and they both have a y squared that you can take out. All right, 3y to the third divided by 3y squared is y. We're just doing that little undistributing check. 3y squared divided by 3y squared is 1. These two I'm going to divide by a minus 1. Minus y divided by a minus 1 is y. Minus 1 divided by a minus 1 is a plus 1. Okay. So I have 3y squared minus 1, and then y plus 1, and y plus 1 is going to be my GCF. So y plus 1, and then I've got 3y squared minus 1. That'll be my answer. Let's throw it on in there. Okay. Y plus 1, 3y squared minus 1.